try to see. So now here, if we passing line 23, so everything is normal. Nice. But if I don't pass that one, I go inside throw and 22, I need to handle that process. So now what's the behavior that I want my application to do? First thing, I try to what? To print something, pretty message. So I will use minus, meaning error, and plus I will I will represent as an info message. So minus is an error message, and plus it will be something like that. Plus, I will show you now. So now it's an error. So I will say file. Now I want to print that. Let me copy paste that one. Okay. File that one. What? Could not be found. So that throw meaning is I don't found what? Does not find a file. Okay. So I will go to the what? To the exception. So now I already print that one. So as you know, something like a pretty one, I want to print that tx or manager.txt inside double quotation. So how we did that on C++, if you remember it, we do backslash quotation and backslash quotation. Here I want to print something like that, quotation. Okay, so inside that double quotation I want to print that something. So how I print that one, I make backslash quotation. Okay, so now I want a backup plan. I want to do something backup. So now because it's an info message, I will do what? Plus at the beginning. So I will say my program now, I want to tell the user there is something now will happen. Trying what? To create that one. Nice. So I will bring that one. I will bring the error message for a user. Then I will try to what? To show something that I'm trying to do in a process now. Okay, so I handling that type of exception by using that one. Now we will move to what? To doing processes inside the backup plan. So we try to create a file. So if we try to create a file, we will use what? Offstream. Okay, and Offstream here I will what? I will copy paste the same name because it's very critical to use the same name. Now because it's an output process, it's not an input. Input meaning I want to read the data from file to my program. So it's an if or shortcut for input. So it's an input for my program. And here I have OF stream. I need a flag out because it's an output. It's an output from my program to the hard disk. So always memorizing that thing. Out meaning you export. In, you import. Okay, you import a data to your program. So now I'll try to create that file. Okay, and here it's allow. I can use that variable name again. Why? Because it's undeclared. Look, inside block try, it's I have that file manager. I can use also the same name here, no problem. But the type is different. Here is if stream and here is off stream. So now, when I create that file, I want to be sure I close it, because I will create what? I will create an empty file. I don't want to do anything. I will just create what? Empty file. So if that file is still open and other process, or I try to do another operation during that file is opened, I will get an exception. Okay, so I want to be sure that what that that my file is what is closed. So okay, so now I am 100 sure that I create a file, it's empty, and I close it. So I need to what? To print an info message. And here, as I teach you, or I try to provide it to you, that I will provide info messages with plus. Okay, so I will say what? Now I couldn't create that one, but I make a plan B, which is what? Trying to create that one. Now if there is a problem, I couldn't create that file, or I have a problem to open that file, I couldn't access it. So I need also to show that message to what? To the end user. So here I finish what? I finish my backup plan. So okay, now let's move to the second scenario. So as I said, the first scenario is trying to run a program for the first time. So I couldn't find what? I couldn't find that file, so I will get an exception. So okay, I don't find that that file. I need a backup plan. So the backup plan now is to create that empty file, because it's the first time to running my application. So let's move um, to doing a normal process now. So as I said, now we're creating that file if it's not created from the first running time. But if it's already exists, we need to load the data. We need to load what? The normal metadata from that one. So I will create a string called a name with the name of line. I will name it as a line, because I will store I will store names of files, something like that. So let's say, for example, file.txt, and then I will make a new line. So file2.txt, and so on. Okay, so the format inside the manager file will be something like that. So it's line by line. So each line will represent what? An account ID, or account file metadata ID. So now I have that file manager. Okay, it's an input file, and need to read it as line by line. So I say get line function, and that function, it will take two parameters. So the first parameter is the file manager, and second parameter is the string temporary file. Let me move that autocomplete sentences. So I will read what? I will read that one. I will read the data from file manager, and I will store each line inside that temporary one. So as I mentioned here, each line will represent the file name. So the file name is what? it will hold, as we are, or as we plan, what it will hold the account ID. So I want to print a message to show what, to show user that my program is loading the account. So I will say account ID. I will print what line, because I want to check if my code is working well or not. So I will print what account ID and the name of that file, and everything will be okay. So now I get that file ID. So inside that manager, I will get the file's names, list of names. Okay. So first iteration, I will take account one. Now I need to read the password from here. So I already have that account ID. I need the password inside that one. So what I need here, I need to read a password from that file. Okay, because here, if you're remembering, we have account ID, which is the file name. Okay, now, and here we have what, the password. So the password is the string inside that file. So I will need what, if string, because it's an input. I need to read from file to my what, and I will call it file account. Okay, I need a unique name here because I already used that one, file manager. So it's a file account. Okay, and now, so what's the name? It should be the line. Okay, and don't forget the flag, which is in. Nice. So here I will get also another problem, because I don't know. Okay, maybe that file is stored inside the manager textual file, but maybe for some reason it's deleted. It's not exist. So I have to be sure that I load correct file. The file is exist, and to be sure that my program is not crashed during running time. So here, if you can see, because I have multiple kind of exception. For example, first exception, for example, someone go to the manager.txt and change the name file. So okay, now let me see here inside manager file. I have account11.txt, not account one. So that account 11 is not, it does not exist. So there is a problem now. This is the first exception. Second exception, maybe I try to access, okay, the name is correct, and I try to access that file, but there is another process trying to access also that file. So this is second exception. And also we try, for example, let's say we try to read data from that text file, and during reading the data, someone delete that file. So as you see now, I give you three kind of exceptions that maybe can happen during running time. So we don't know actually which one of that exception can happen. So here I can use what? I can use that general exception. Nice. But here I already know that I just have one exception, which is what? It's not exist, that file. So I give that error a code, which is -1 in our case. So let me here try to what? To build my or let's stop here. We don't let's make what? Make the backup plan. So the backup plan here is just to print what? I will say that account ID, okay, line is a variable that hold the account ID, but data is not found. Okay, I will just print that error message to the user, say that there is a problem. Now let's me move to the normal process. So the normal process that I will read the password. Now inside each file here I said inside manager we will have multiple lines, so we need to read that file line by line. But here, if you're remembering, I said we will save just a password, so we just have one line. So we don't need to do iterations and loop to reading line by line. So here I just want to read the first line from that file. So I will say I just what read just one line. So I will use the same function here. But here what I will pass the file account and I will load what the password. Okay. So now I get the password from that file. Okay, and now I'm talking about single file. And while we'll do what we'll do that's the same thing for other files in my folder. So now I need what? I need a pointer because it's a dynamic memory allocation. And now you can see here I implement what override or overloading constructor. So I take two parameters. So let me check which first parameter. It's an ID, then a password. So here the ID will be what will be the line, which is the name of file. Okay, let me here make a comment. And here what I need another string, which is a password. So now I give that password. Okay, so now I already have that object. So I need what? I need to push that to push what to push that account inside what inside my vectors, because here if you're remembering I have a vectors or a vector of accounts, a list of accounts, so I represent that list as a vector. Okay, nice. And finally don't forget what, because I open, I read, now I need what to close. Always try to close the files, don't make them open. And because I close the file here, I don't want also to forget to close that one. Nice. So I will make it here dot close. Okay, so now I don't forget that one. I don't forget to close the file manager, and I don't close what the file account, because here file manager I want to close it after the loop, after the while, because during a while don't close the manager file inside the while, because now you open it, you try to read line by line, but you close it, you read the first line and you close the file, and now you try to read the second line, now you will get exception, you will get a problem. It's not logically correct. But here you load that file, single file, you read the password, now you need to read another file. So okay, close that one and go to the second one. Okay, so here it's reasonable or logically correct, because after I load that password, I need to close that file. Okay, and now final step on my constructor. I'm still inside constructor until now, you can see. So I have that attribute. So simply how many number of files I have, or number of accounts, it's actually the size of that one, of that vector. So I will say what this dot what dot accounts dot what dot size. So you can see how simple is using uh, vectors. Okay, I get here a warning, but no problem, don't worry about that one. Mac also always Xcode give you that warning. At least it's a warning, you know. It's not a bug. So let's move to the destructor. So now what, if you can see, I finish my uh, constructor of manager. I try to build to see if there is a problem. No, I don't have a problem. Thanks for Allah, for God, that I don't have any problem. Now let's move to our destructor. Now I will show you how we free the memory inside that one. So we need to free, nice, the memory. First step, before I delete that one, I delete that vector, I need to store a data or a metadata inside that vector, which is a file names, if you can see, inside what? Inside file manager. So when I run my application, I load a file I load metadata from here. When I delete that account managers or accounts manager, I try to what? Import the data inside it. So here, first step, before I delete, I free the memory. I need what? I need to write inside that file. So I will use what? Offstream, because it's output. I try to export my data. I will say what? Where is that one? Okay, I will copy paste that one because it's the same thing. So I need to export that data. Now here I create that file, but I don't write anything inside it. But here I need to write something. So I will say for, and here I will use another kind of for loop, something called for each. So I say for auto. Auto, what's the meaning of auto? It's automatically. Let me show you here firstly. Let me complete that one to be sure that I don't have any errors. Okay. It's a really annoying error. So now, auto. What's the meaning of auto? It's the meaning whatever data type is account, make A as same data type of accounts. So here, if you can remember, it's a vector of pointers of from class account, as really clear here. You see, it's a dynamic pointers. So now I will say what? File manager, and I will use output one. I say what? A, which is that object, nice, dot what? Dot get account ID. Okay, and now as I told you, each account ID will represent as a line. So I need to make an output something like that. Where is that one? Here, file1.txt, then I will go to the new line, file2.txt, and so on. So here what? I did that thing. So I will write account ID and what? \n, which is new one. Now I want to free that pointer. Because it's a pointer, I say what? null_btr. Okay, so here each iteration I will load account from a list of accounts, and I will write inside what? Inside that file that created account at the running time before I leave my applications. Nice. So after I finish writing that one, don't forget to close, as I told you. And the last thing we need what? We need to clear that vector. And finally, what I did, I will print a pretty message for a user that what? I exit from program. So you see here on that one, I try to what? I try to export my metadata before I destroy the objects. Then I will free the pointer memory. After that, after I free each element, now I have vectors with null BTR objects. Now it's easy to clear it, and I don't have any problem with my memory leak. Now let's continue our coding. So we will move to the first function that we need our manager to do, or first task that our manager will do it, which is what? Which is add an account. Okay, so if we need to add an account, we need two attributes, because you see account contains two attributes, which is account ID and a password. Nice. So first thing, let me uh, print something user, because now user need to know what will he do if he go to the menu. Nice. So I will make backslash teacher tab. I will tell a user you are inside creating account process. So now user know what will happen. Okay, I try my best to make my program friendly user interface. So string, now I need what? As I said, I need account ID. I need also what? A password. That's the problem of Xcode. It's not like Visual Studio. So now, first thing, we need to what? To ask a user, enter what? Account ID. Okay, so let me collapse that one, because yeah. So IUCN what? Account ID. I want to read that one from what? From console. So I get that user ID. Now, I get a problem now, because as I mentioned, if you remember in here, we will take that user ID and we try to search if it's already exists inside our list, which is here in manager. Let's say you have already account one, or account ID called account one. So you can't create a new one called account one. So you need a unique ID. Okay, that's the same process as happened in your what? When you try to create a Facebook or email account, or any account, you try to avoid that one. So at that point, I will what? I need an extra function. So I will go back to the header. Okay. And now for a security reason, okay, I will make that one what? I try to make it as a private, because I don't want anyone to use that function except the object itself that contains that one, which is the manager now. So I will create a boolean. I will call that one is found, and here what? It will take a parameter as a string. So okay, so let me try to check if there is any error problem. Oh, okay, nice. So string here is defined. Okay, nice. I scared that it's not found. So I will stop here. I stop here because I need to build that that helpful function. So let's move.